Jack Higgins is the principal pseudonym of British novelist Harry Patterson. He is one of the best-selling authors of popular thrillers and espionage novels. His breakthrough novel The Eagle Has Landed sold over 50 million copies and was adapted into a successful film by the same title. Some of his other notable books are A Prayer for the Dying, The Eagle Has Flown, Thunder Point, Angel of Death, Flight of Eagles, and Day of Reckoning. His 84 novels in total have sold over 150 million copies and have been translated into 55 languages. Biography. Early life. Jack Higgins was born Henry Patterson on July 27, 1929 in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. After his father abandoned him soon after he was born, his Irish mother returned with him to her hometown of Belfast, Northern Ireland, to live with her mother and grandfather on Shankill Road. Raised amid the religious and political violence of Belfast, Patterson learned to read at the age of 3, when he was tasked with reading the Christian Herald to his bedridden grandfather. At night he would crouch beneath a window and read by the light of the street lamps. "I read Oliver Twist when I was 6. Not because it was a classic, but because it was a book that was available. I probably didn't understand everything in €. For years I used to pronounce the word rogue as roger, but I didn't care. I just loved reading." After his mother remarried, the family moved to Leeds, where Patterson attended the local Roundhay Grammar School. He proved to be an indifferent student, and left school with few formal qualifications. In the early 1950s, he joined the army and served as a non-commissioned officer in the Blues and Royals Regiment of the Household Cavalry in the East Yorkshires near the East German border for 2 years. During his military service, Patterson discovered that he possessed both considerable sharpshooting skills and considerable intelligence. After leaving the army, he returned to London to study sociology at London School of Economics while supporting himself as a driver and labourer at night. He chose the school for its history of nonconformism. He received his third-class degree in sociology after 3 years of study. After getting a teaching qualification, took a job lecturing in social psychology and criminology at Allerton Grange Secondary School, Leeds. He later taught liberal studies at Leeds Polytechnic, and later education at James Graham College, which became part of Leeds Polytechnic in 1976. Writing career. In 1959, Higgins began writing novels. One of his aliases was James Graham. The growing success of his early work allowed him to take time off from his teaching, and he eventually left the classroom to become a full-time novelist. Patterson's early novels, written under his own name as well as under the pseudonyms James Graham, Martin Fallon, and Hugh Marlowe, are thrillers that typically feature hardened, cynical heroes, ruthless villains, and dangerous locales. Patterson published 35 such novels between 1959 and 1974, learning his craft. East of Desolation, A Game for Heroes and The Savage Days stand out among his early work for their vividly drawn settings and offbeat plots. Patterson began using the pseudonym Jack Higgins in the late 1960s. His first minor bestsellers appeared in the early 1970s, 2 contemporary thrillers The Savage Day and A Prayer for the Dying, but it was the publication of his 36th book, The Eagle Has Landed, in 1975, that made Higgins' reputation. The Eagle Has Landed represented a step forward in the length and depth of Patterson's work. Its plot concerns with a German commando unit sent into England to kidnap Winston Churchill, and is reminiscent of Alberto Cavalcanti's wartime film And the Day Well, which itself was directly based on the 1942 Graham Greene short story The Lieutenant Died Last. The main character is Irish gunman, poet, and philosopher Liam Devlin. Higgins followed The Eagle Has Landed with a series of thrillers, including several featuring return appearances by Devlin. The third phase of Patterson's career began with the publication of Eye of the Storm in 1992, a fictionalized retelling of an unsuccessful mortar attack on Prime Minister John Major by a ruthless young Irish gunman philosopher named Sean Dillon, hired by an Iraqi millionaire. Cast as the central character over the next series of novels, it is apparent that Dillon is in many ways an amalgamation of Patterson's previous heroes Chavez with his flair for languages, Nick Miller's familiarity with martial arts and jazz keyboard skills, Simon Vaughan's Irish roots, facility with firearms and the cynicism that comes with assuming the responsibility of administering a justice unavailable through a civilized legal system. Personal life. Higgins met his future wife Amy Hewitt while both were studying at the London School of Economics. They were married in 1958, shortly after receiving a $210 advance for his first novella the biggest wedding present we could have had. They have 4 children, Sarah, Ruth, Sean and Hannah. Their daughter Sarah Patterson has also worked as a writer, penning the novel The Distant Summer. Higgins lives on Jersey in the Channel Islands with his second wife, Denise. Bibliography. Filmography. References. External links: Jack Higgins at the Internet Movie Database, the unofficial Jack Higgins homepage, Jack Higgins blog, authors page at HarperCollins Publishers.